Chapter 2, A Common Enemy. After a long couple of days spent trekking miles, battling wildlife, enduring sun poisoning beyond the ley lines, you finally find what you've been looking for. You, Gabriel, and Cass cautiously approach the edge of a steep cliff. Peering into the valley below, you make out the enemy's camp and stifle a gasp. What's going on? Your vampire senses let you take in the scene vividly. When did we become a vampire? Anyway, with the enhanced vision given by the taste of vampire blood, you see the camp in vivid detail. More than a dozen vampires sit in a ring in complete silence, staring reverently up at. He's incredibly handsome, and even at this distance you feel the power radiating off of him. Every vampire in the circle stares at him rapturously. As you watch, he reaches for one of the seated vampires, grasping him by the chin and guiding him to his feet.
I'm pleased with what my pets have accomplished so far, and I have decided to make another. You will do just fine, Anton.
Thank you, Supreme One. I am not worthy. Thank you. Thank you. The leader tilts his servant's head back and sinks his fangs into Anton's neck. The vampire cries of pain bounce off the walls of the cliff. Ah! But he doesn't struggle. In fact, he clings to the leader tighter, as though welcoming the pain and whatever else comes with it.
That doesn't make sense. Vampire blood is poison. Other vampires, just a drop or two is enough to make you sick.
With the amount he's drinking right now, he should be a corpse.
The only other explanation would be that he's injecting vampire venom, but there's no point if the person's already been turned.
Could it be some kind of ritual? Everything they're doing seems so deliberate.
I agree, though I've read everything I could find about vampire rituals, but I've never come across anything like this. That leaves us with one question.
What's its purpose? Suddenly the vampire who was bitten doubles over.
I feel... Embrace it, my loyal subject. This is what true power feels like.
The servant tosses his head back, crying out in pain, with his face directly in the moonlight. You can see his features shifting, transforming into something inhuman. It's Batman. The thing lets out a shrieking cry, its transformation complete. Its hands have stretched into leathery wings, tipped by lethal claws, while its gnashing teeth are longer and sharper than any vampire fangs you've seen before. Holy crap, what is that?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. I never even read about anything like it.
That must have been what attacked Seth in the hunting party. You hear a cheer ring out among the vampires, and then all of a sudden they're pushing and shoving, forming a line to be bitten next. The crowd of vampires sprawls throughout the entire valley, and you think back to the Nexus and the divided covens. We need to get the hell out of here. If those creatures took down an entire hunting party, we don't stand a chance. Hell no. I'm not running. In that case, we need to make a plan fast.
Alright, you're right. We should hurry back to the Nexus and warn the Coven leaders.
And give these cultists more time to build their army of ghouls? Great suggestion, Golden Boy. Really showing off that honor roll brain.
Do you have any better ideas?
Of course I do. We take the fight to them right here, right now.
Are you crazy? You saw what those things did to the hunting party. You really think we could stroll in, take them out, just the three of us?
I really think we'll be screwed if the guy turns every single one here into those super vamps.
Their voices rise in anger, and Gabriel lets out a low growl as Cass moves menacingly towards him.
We won't have to come up with a plan if these two kill each other. I gotta put a stop to this. Shut up, both of you. You lower your voice to a hiss as both Cass and Gabriel stare at you slack-jawed. They have vampire hearing, remember? Do you want to get caught?
You're right, sorry.
I'm bad. We'll shut up now. The three of you quietly turn your attention back to the scene before you. Gabriel stiffens beside you with a gasp.
No, it can't be.
Your stomach drops when you see what Gabriel spotted. The next vampire that walks up to be bitten is all too familiar, and their words reach you, or dawns on you. I've been waiting for this moment, Supreme One. Gabriel, is that your friend Shiloh?
Shiloh. Shiloh's a traitor, but he's a Clement.
Cass barks a bitter laugh. Oh, of course. There's a traitor from the Clements. You all act so high and mighty, but look at him. The sicko turned on his coven after 100 years.
That's out of line, Cass.
Seriously, Cass, this is hard enough without your commentary. We need to figure out what we're going to do before... Suddenly the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and you have the unmistakable sensation of being watched. I don't think we're alone anymore. Well, you guys kept running your mouth. You turn around and find yourselves surrounded. Well now, what do we have here?
A little group of vampire spies by the looks of it. Word to the wise, kids. Part of being a spy is knowing when to keep quiet.
Good thing we know how to shut you up. Even as your heart races, you take in your odds. There are 3 of them and 3 of you. None of them have been transformed into an awful mutant you saw before. We might have a chance to get out of this. Enough talk. The Creator will want to deal with these intruders himself. Bring them back to the base. The vampire moves aside as Shiloh steps out from the tree line, a smirk spreading across his face. Why, if it isn't Gabriel, Cass, and Parker. How's it going, guys? Shiloh, I thought you were Gabriel's friend. How could you do this to him, to all the Clements?
Easily. Actually, when given the opportunity for advancement. You'll pay for this, Shiloh.
Shiloh's vampire moves in a flash, and before you even have time to blink, all 3 enemies are converging on you. Cass and Gabriel each engage one, leaving the third to stalk closer, lunging at you with their fangs bared. I'll call to Gabriel for help, hit her with a branch, keep her distracted. Don't think a branch is going to do much. Let's keep her distracted. I may not be strong enough to hold her off, but I can keep her busy until someone else can. You dive forward between the attacker's legs, taking the vampire by surprise and knocking her to the ground. Quickly scrambling to your feet, you dash behind a nearby tree. As your attacker regains her footing and approaches, you feint from left to right. Stay still, human! Nope, don't think so. Hey, you're a vampire, aren't you supposed to be able to handle her? The attacker finally reaches out to grab you, but you've kept her distracted long enough. Gabriel grabs her attacker by the neck and smashes her head into a tree, knocking her unconscious.
Way to keep her on her toes, Parker.
Finally putting my talent for annoying vampires to good use. You continue to fight, miraculously managing to hold your own, but the traitor vampires overwhelm you. After sending one of the attackers flying into the woods with a powerful kick, Gabriel rushes over to your side.
Parker, you okay?
I don't know how much longer we can keep this up. We're completely outnumbered.
Look, all the attackers are going after Cass.
Gabriel is right. The remaining enemy vampires are closing in on Cass, backing her against the wall of a steep cliff.
This could be our chance to get away.
And leave Cass behind. Your stomach flips at the decision before you. Risk death by staying to help Cass, or leave her for dead and escape with your life. You're about to make another impact. Really? This is really stupid. Help Cass. We can't leave her behind to die.
Not sure Cass would do the same for you, but we're a team.
You and Gabriel dive back into the action. Evening out the fight, Cass dodges a strike and turns you eyes wide. You stayed. Gratitude later, ass-kicking now. Don't have to tell me twice. As the tide of the fight turns in your favor, Gabriel sets his sights on Shiloh, who takes off into the woods with shocking speed.
Get back here, you coward!
But there's no time to go after him, as the remaining attackers keep coming. You, Gabriel, and Cass work together in a flurry of coordinated strikes, blocks, and swipes to fight them off. After taking down the final attacker, the 3 of you catch your breath, the bodies of the enemy vampires lying on the ground around you. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If it ever came down to it, I hope you'd do the same for us. Now come on, we have to warn the Coven. Back in the tribunal chambers of the Nexus, Lewin and Astoria stand staring right at you while the Coven elders sit on high-backed chairs fanned down on either side of the Coven leaders. All around the rest of the room, Crimson Beach vampires crowd into the view to the proceedings, elbowing and nudging each other to get a better view. I hear you have important news to share with us. The floor is yours. I have information that could save your lives, but I'll only share it after I make sure my mom is okay. You must be joking. You, a human, drag all of his vampires here and to make a demand? Now, Astoria, if Parker's information is as vital as she claims, I think it is a reasonable trade. And if not, we'll deal with her. You swallow the lump of fear in your throat as Lewin waves a hand at one of the vampire guards. The guard steps forward, one hand tightly gripping Seth's arm. Parker, I'm so sorry. I tried to get her somewhere safe, but the guards caught me and took me in for questioning. And the other gripping your mom's. Parker! You run, or pulling her in a tight, relieved hug. Mom, I'm so glad you're okay. Parker, what's going on? Are these creatures vampires? No, they're Batman. Mom, I'm really sorry I didn't tell you. I'm just trying to keep you safe. You had already drawn the attention of the vampires. It was too dangerous for me to tell you the truth. I wish you had just been honest with me. We could have protected each other. You know, there would be the whole, different paths thing we could have actually done. So far, this is just a fast-forwarded, summed-up version of the entire first book. There's still time for that, because we're in more trouble than ever. As touching as this reunion is, can we please get back to whatever the hell this is all about? You step away from your mom and rejoin Gabriel, who reassuringly takes your hand as you launch into the story of what you discovered in the woods. Gabriel and I found Seth alive but badly beaten at the murder scene. They left him alive with a warning for the rest of you. The warning was that they're coming for all of us next. We left to find out what more before informing you of the threat. We picked up on the killer's trail, followed it to a camp of vampires to the north. They've got a leader. He's a lot more powerful than the rest of them. Cass, is this all true? I hate to say it, but yeah. I saw their leader with my own eyes. He's basically bursting with power. You can trust what Parker and Gabriel have to say. Can't believe Cass is supporting us. Well, we did keep her alive. Cass, thank you for backing us up. We're in a life or death situation together now, human. Besides, you had my back against those traitors. Figured I owed you one. Astoria and Lewin exchange a look for the first time. You think you see an inkling of fear. This is all quite alarming. And it isn't even half of it. There's a traitor who's been living among us. Someone nobody looked twice at. Shiloh. The uproar is immediate, so loud you can hardly hear yourself think at all. What? That's impossible! I do not doubt the truth of this. Shiloh's the only member of the Coven's not here, after all. Astoria and Lewin call for quiet. The surrounding vampires settle down, breaths held in anticipation. Gabriel Adahard, Cassie Harlow, Parker Reese, on behalf of both Covens, we thank you for your invaluable information. There are not many humans who would put their lives on the line to help a group of vampires the way you have, Parker. Does that mean... We've decided to pardon you and your mother, but that does not mean... Your mom runs over to you, pulling you into a tight hug. Thank you, Dr. Junius, Principal Yao. Thank you for not hurting my child. You won't regret this decision, I promise. See that we don't. Back to the matter of the threat. The fearsome vampire at the center of the ritual you described can only be one thing. The Creator. One of the originators of the entire vampire species. But what does he hope to gain from all of this? If he's that powerful of a being, what would he want with Crimson Beach? If the workings of this creator's mind were known, we would not have lost so many of our coven already. Although I dislike admitting it, compared to a creator, even Astoria and myself are no more than children in both power and age. Two of the creators are legends, even to the oldest of our kind, which leaves us with a daunting question. How does one plan to fight a living god? We need to establish guards around the city right away, with extra force stationed around the Nexus. Again, if the two of your oldest vampires here can't stop it. Yep, nope, you're a little silly, but alright. What we need to do is head the enemy off before they arrive. Take the fight to them. The tensions that are barely settled begin flaring anew, now fueled by panic. But before you can interfere, a shout breaks through the crowd. The warning system has been triggered. The whole damn forest on the south side of town is up in flames. And our enemies are already here. We need a plan of attack now. Wait, the townspeople. The sooner they're evacuated, the better. We need to get them out of Crimson Beach as soon as possible. And that should be our concern. Why? Hey, you should listen to her. If we don't protect the humans, the whole town will fall apart. You might not want to admit it, but humans keep Crimson Beach running. I very much doubt that. Parker and her mother have a point. Dr. Reese, do you have any suggestions of what to do with the humans? The hospital's on the north side of town, away from the fire, the attackers. I can start holding people there, but the town needs to be alerted. Astoria, Lou, and I want another plans clearly forming in each of their minds. For the good of all living in Crimson Beach, we'll need the strength of both covens. I agree. The only way forward is to work together. You're kidding. Oh, sure. That'll go well. We might as well hand the town over to the creator with a big, shiny bow. For once I agree. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Then it's a good thing neither of you are in charge, isn't it? Around you, the vampires break into a catacomb of whisper, outrage, and outright protests. Attention, please. We will need to handle this in an orderly manner. Then it dies. You're to head to the school. Then there we will rise the evacuation alarm, sending the humans to the hospital. Clemence, you are to report to the hospital to prepare the defenses and guard the evacuating humans as they arrive. As the vampires listen to their orders, you guide your mom to the mouth of the Nexus, holding her hand tightly. See that path? Follow it about a mile and it'll bring you into town. Spread the word to evacuate as soon as you get there. Parker, I don't want to be separated from you again. Come with me. I can't. I have to stay to help Gabriel and the Clemens. I'm the only person who saw what we're up against. They need me. Besides, I'll be safe with Gabriel. Wrap your arms around her for a quick hug. Meet me at the hospital the second you're done. I will. I promise. As you head back into the chaos of the Nexus to look for Gabriel, you catch a glimpse of Astoria and Cass huddled in the corner, whispering. What are those two talking about? It's clear from their expressions that it's something serious, and your instincts drive you to want to know. I'll try to listen in. If I can just get a little closer without them seeing me. You weave in and out of groups of vampires, straining to hear the whispers of over the din of the crowd. What the creator is after, then. You start to lean in a little closer. But sudden hand on your arm makes you jump. Parker, everyone is setting up, ready to go? Yeah, let's do this. Whatever these two are up to, it'll have to wait. The covens begin to split off. You and Gabriel linger behind Lewin and Astoria as Cass approach. Lewin, if the creators truly plan to absorb the power of the ley lines, I don't think we should leave the Red Beech tree unprotected. I agree. It won't take him long to discover that the tree is the conduit source. I can send Cass along to run surveillance, raise the alarm if the creations get too close. She'll serve as a lookout of many Veneti hunts. Got eyes like a hawk. Now, Asteria. We really should be keeping things balanced, do you not agree? Might I suggest Gabriel will accompany Cass? If there must be a Clement, I suppose it may as well be Aldehar. Gabriel nods and places a hand on your lower back. I'll keep the tree safe. Parker, you ready to go? Gabriel, is it wise to bring a human along for vampire business? Wise or not, I'm not going anywhere without Parker. I won't leave Gabriel's side. You wrap an arm around Gabriel's waist, leaning into him. We're a package deal. Clearly. Fine, whatever, just go in case you forgot. We are under attack. Well, thank God we're all having a conversation then. The three of you hurry out of the Nexus and make your way to the ley line conduit. The Red Beach is fortunately quiet when you arrive, and a wave of relief washes over you. We need to find the best place to stake out the tree. What do you think, Cass? You look over at her and register the flicker of deception in her eyes a moment too late. Really? Faster than you can react, Cass rounds on Gabriel, striking his head with an unbelievable force. Gabriel slumps to the ground unconscious, and you drop to your knees beside him. Cass, what the hell are you doing? Sorry, human. Astoria recruited me as a double agent. I thought we were supposed to be working together. This is for the good of the Covens. The good of the Clements, maybe, but where does this leave us Veneti's? Only way to look out for the people is to deal with the creator problem and the Clement problem in one fell swoop. But Lewin and Asteria came up with this plan together. Cass's expression softens for a moment with something that looks suspiciously like pity. Look, you're new in town, so you don't know Lewin like I do. I'm sure Mr. Freeze gave Golden Boy the same instructions. The way she says it sends a wave of dread running through you. Cass, what instructions are you talking about? Cass doesn't answer, but instead rushes the red beech tree, striking it with all of her strength. Cass, stop! No can do, human. Astoria knows Lewin will take advantage of the chaos from the Creator's attack to finally take control of all the vampires in Crimson Beach. I won't let that happen. Nothing personal, I'm just looking out for my coven. Bark flies as Cass continues her relentless attack, and you see the ancient tree, the center of the power for all Crimson Beach, start to sway. I have to do something. I need to wake Gabriel, stop Cass myself. I don't think she'll kill me. You run as fast as you can, Cass slamming into her as you try to force her away from the tree. I won't let you do this. Full offense, but you can't stop me. With barely any effort, Cass shoves you square in the tree, and you go back flying, slamming into a nearby tree. You pain shout revives Gabriel, and before you know it, he's at your side, studying you with concern. Parker, are you okay? I'll be fine, but Cass, she's trying to destroy the tree. Harlow, no! Gabriel flies at Cass, trying to pull her away from the base of the tree, but Cass is like a rabid dog, focused solely on her goal. But Cass isn't the only snarling you hear. Another comes from behind you. Sounding further away, you slowly turn around. It's one of you, and you see the creations drawing closer. Gabriel, we've got more problems incoming. Gabriel looks over at the oncoming threat and hurries to your side. Damn it, we have to deal with this with Cass fast. If Cass succeeds in destroying the ley line's conduit, the repercussions will affect the entire town. You're about to make your final impact choice. Impact choices will change the course of the story, so choose wisely. By making her see we're stronger together. You're determined to join forces with Cass. You mean like we were in the first book? The only other option would be to turn your back on her. Gabriel, hold her. Gabriel lunges forward, pulling Cass tightly against him as she struggles to escape, still swinging at the red beach. Let me go. I have to do this. Cass, please, listen to us. This isn't the way. Think about everything you could lose by destroying the conduit. You wouldn't be able to go out in the sun ever again. None of the vampires could.
It's not just the Clements you'd be hurting, and you know it.
Stop and think whether or not you're really willing to do this. Cass freezes mid-punch. Her shoulders still heave with her heavy breathing, but they start to slow. Helping Cass made her hesitate. I haven't forgotten what you two did for me. How you came back for me when those culty vampire traitors attacked.
Gabriel loosens his hold and Cass steps away, eyeing him warily.
I'm not used to the Clements being particularly helpful, but after that, maybe Astrid is wrong. Maybe we can work together. I'm sorry, I don't know. No time for guilt. We gotta come up with a new plan to stop the Creator.
You look up and see the creations coming over the horizon.
And we're running out of time.
Alright, anyone having any ideas? Because now would be a great time to share.
I got one, but I don't think you're gonna like it. Like it or not, we can do this.
The three of you stand protectively in front of the tree, side by side.
Together.
A few months later, life as you know it has changed. As you approach the mouth of the Nexus, your mind flashes back to the night of the attack. The Creator sinks his fangs into your neck. You let your eyes sink shut in defeat, accepting the darkness, pulling you in. When suddenly you realize the Creator has stopped drinking and gone rigid, your eyes snap open.
What is... How's that vampire blood taste, huh?
You survived your encounter with the Creator, but it came at a cost.
No way, I'm a vampire? Oh man, wow. The Creator may be gone, but a threat to the Covens is still around.
Once inside, you call for an emergency meeting in the tribunal chamber. What is the meaning of this? Parker, you had better have a good reason for overstepping in this way.
Oh, how about betrayal? That a good enough reason?
Astoria recruited Cass to destroy the ley line's power source to gain control over the Covens. Shocked gasps and angry murmurs ring out around the room as Lewin rounds on the leader of the Venedies. Astoria, is this true?
Oh, it's true. I was gonna do it too if Parker and Golden Boy hadn't talked some sense into me. Astoria betrayed the Covens. Every one of you. Not just the Clements, the Venedies too. If Cass went through with that plan, all the vampires of Crimson Beach would have been cut off from the ley lines. No matter the reason, I think it's clear Astoria shouldn't be in charge anymore.
I couldn't agree more. Guards, take her to the dungeons. The guards surge forward, securely grasping Astoria, who fights desperately against her hold.
You're going to let a human attempt to overthrow your coven leader?
Human? You and Gabriel share a knowing look before your eyes turn silver and your fangs descend.
Not quite.
You! Gasps sound all around the Nexus, and in her shock, Astoria loses her fight against the guards, who take her away. Parker, thank you for alerting us of this deception. Now we must decide what fate awaits our former coven leader. Since you're apparently a Crimson Beach vampire yourself, you do have a major stake in the situation. I mean, let's put it this way. Astoria was better than Lewin. Just saying. So I'm assuming if you had the chance to be with Cass, that Lewin did something fishy, and that you caught Lewin, and it's just, flipped. I'd kill his ass. Anyway, I'll show you to sacrifice the humans of Crimson Beach. Anyway, should be given a chance to redeem herself.
She made a terrible decision and betrayed the Covens, but she did it to protect her Coven. I think she should be able to prove she won't make that choice again. An empathetic choice. Let's hope it's the correct one. I will keep your recommendation in mind. For now, you are all dismissed. But who's going to take over? The Venonese need a leader. And let me guess. It's Kaz. You and Gabriel will meet one another's eye before turning to Kaz. Cass, you risked everything to save our Covens. There's nobody who has the interest in the Crimson Beach vampires at heart more than you. You're suggesting Harlow become the Venonese Coven leader, but she's so young. Cass may be young, but she is a Venonese through and through. Cass is cunning, fearless, unyielding. What better traits would you want for a leader of the Venonese? Well, damn. I'm Parker. I didn't know you felt that way. I call for a Coven-wide vote. All in favor of Cassie Harlow becoming the next Venonese Coven leader, please raise your hands. One by one, every vampire in the Nexus raises their hands, and Cass looks in complete shock. Are you serious? Never thought I'd live to see the day that Cass became the man. You're going to be the best Coven leader ever. I suppose that's it. Cass, you and I will go over the details later. For now, I believe we all deserve some time to reflect. As the vampires all leave the tribunal chamber in one big group, you, Gabriel, and Cass all linger behind watching them go. Not to be overly optimistic, but things feel more peaceful around here than ever. Guess we're gonna have to work together to keep that up, huh? Guess so. Looks like we're a team for a long run now. Just as it should be. Later that evening, you and Gabriel step outside the Nexus to get some fresh air. Hand in hand, the two of you stroll through the woods. Well, there was a lot. How are you doing, Parker? I'm still processing everything, honestly. Everything's just so new. I get that. Becoming a vampire is a big change, but all the upheaval in the Covens makes it all the more intense. He turns to you and takes your hands in his, giving you a warm, confident smile you adore. But I have an idea to take your mind off of it. Go on a hike with me. I know the perfect spot. I'm gonna head on home. Not even kidding. My mom is probably wondering where I am, and I do not want to get into intricacies of Coven politics with her. I can only imagine the questions your mother would have. Gabriel gently cups your cheek and leans in to meet your lips for a lingering kiss that nearly steals your breath away. See you tomorrow. Count on it. We do have forever, after all. Thank you for exploring the alternate timeline. See you in Book 3. Curious how your choices affect the blah 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 blah. Shut the hell up. Hold on, let me just do a little bit. Oh, there, that feels so much better. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy at least me reading this, please drop a like, share, and subscribe if you're not already. Other than that, let me know your thoughts down below, but long story short is, oh man. Why do we bother at this point? I could have took a nap. I hope you chuckled, because, yeah, no. Anyway, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below. You already know mine, right? That's why I hit the thumbs down. That was silly, it was stupid. I would have rather had Book 3. Let's be honest. All they literally and figuratively did was take everything from Book 1, cut it up as much as humanly possible, put it out there in just a quick summation of what happened in 2 chapters, and then just, it's either Lewin or Astria that's out. That's it. And either you against Cass or not. Just, or whoever you picked, right? Just, that's all it was. It just, minimal goddamn effort, man. There's no effort. This was just their attempt at using diamonds, draining you of your time, your money, and whatever else comes your way. Like, anything and everything they can use, right? Like, oh my god. And if I'm not mistaken, this is VIP only, right? So if you're like, man, I should really get that VIP, just say no. Just literally say no. No, you haven't. No, you didn't. You didn't add shit. You notice? And right now, this is how it looks for, like, what, the next, like, several weeks, right? Just absolutely nothing added. Just bare minimum. Like, they don't even continue on with the books that we're seeing here for the pilots. We've been given how many pilots now and nothing. Don't purchase VIP for this shit. Let me cover it. That's why I do this shit. So you guys don't have to. Otherwise, catch you all later. Peace out.